Hey guys, it's Joe for Gaming Curious, and today we're going to take a look at something Riot teased us with in a recent blog post. And this tease was of a new agent. As we can see in this image, we have the full roster of Valorant, where we can see all of the agents we already know. But there was a kick to this image, because Riot showed us a foot of another agent that we don't know yet. So, who is this new agent? That is what we're going to cover in this video. Who is the new agent Riot teased us with? As with past videos, we will try and infer from leaked images, voice lines, and other things to see who this new agent is. So please don't forget that all of this comes from leaked or mined data from the game client, and with all leaks, it is pretty hard to validate the veracity of its content. So please do take this with a grain of salt. For our starting point, we will take the image Riot gave us, because this is the only piece of this puzzle that was directly provided by Riot. That is why this will be the stepping stone of this theory. So, what can we see in this image? We can see the full Valorant roster plus a female foot, or at the very least, some high-heeled shoes. So I will go ahead and say that belongs to a female character. Having said this, we can discard Shatter as a new coming agent, because all of the images we have seen from Shatter, he's not wearing any high-heeled shoes. But there is another agent with a female voice called Sabine, and people have found some of her voice lines in the game files, and some other agents' voice lines referring to her. So we will try and break her down as much as possible from these voice lines. If this agent is released, I am confident to say that her name will be Sabine and not Vampire. This is because from all of the voice lines referring to her, no one ever calls her Vampire. They only call her Sabine. This Vampire name came from probably the project or codename Vampire, which is also a pretty big clue to what these new agent skills may be. And her name Sabine also helped us confirm her nationality. Being Italian, the first clue was from this voice line from Bridge.
So the Italian has some fancy toys. Let's break them.
We were not completely sure if Bridge was referring to her, but her name itself is a reference to some old culture from Italy located to the northeast of Rome, which is in the general direction Venice is located at, so that also points to the new map Venice. The next voice line helped us better understand the code name Vampire.
Remember everyone, she can only suck our souls after we die.
This is obviously referring to one of her abilities. What this ability might do, I'm not sure, but as Cypher said, the targeted agent must be dead, like Cypher or Sage's ult. But what will stabbing gain from sucking an agent's soul? Will she be able to use that agent's ultimate ability? Or maybe heal herself up? Or even get into a state where she has some buff to her mobility, damage output, or precision? Who knows? There is nothing we have found referring to any of this, or any of her abilities in general, other than Bridge calling them toys. So she may have some utility similar to Cypher's, but as I said, no one really knows for sure at this time. Another thing that is referred to and may point to how her ult or some other ability works is her heart. She even has a line referring to her own heart.
Every enemy has a place in my heart.
And even Phoenix has a line referring to her heart.
I'll crush her radiant heart.
But in his line, Phoenix says that her heart is made of radianite. This might be something Phoenix says in a metaphorical way or even in a literal way, because as we have seen, radianite has many uses in the Valorant universe, so maybe 7 was an experiment of kingdom for some soldier or something along those lines. It is hard to tell from those two voice lines alone. 7 might even clear up Omen's story a bit, because most of the lines from Omen don't seem violent or wishing for harm upon her, or even something he may say after killing her. Actually, they are quite the opposite, telling her not to die, that she even has some secrets he needs. So why don't you listen to this?
Don't die here, Sabine. I need your secrets. Stay alive, Sabine. Sabine, look at the monsters we've become. At least you have flesh to hide your horror. Just think, Sabine, you used to heal with your skill. Funny. Sage, the life you give. Do you ever wonder where it's taken from?
Maybe both Omen and Sabine were formed from the same experiment performed by Kingdom, or they may share the same backstory, or at least in a similar way. We are pretty excited about what this will turn out for Omen's lore. So this is it for this video on Sabine, the upcoming agent in Valorant, or at least that is what we think. I don't know about you guys, but I am pretty excited for the full release of Valorant, and this is probably the best new agent we will get. So why don't you leave us a comment below saying what her abilities may be. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our coming videos. This was Joe for Gaming Curious.